Hello everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to have you here today. We're about to explore a curated guide for managers navigating complexity, disruption, and change. Our focus will be on doing so with clarity, resilience, and purpose. This presentation is titled, Our Favorite Management Tips on Leading Through Uncertainty. Over the next few minutes, we'll cover practical strategies and insights to help you lead confidently through challenging times. Let's get started. Today, leaders are navigating a complex landscape where multiple pressures are converging all at once. We're talking about AI disruption, geopolitical instability, and economic shocks, each one challenging and transforming the way we operate. What's striking is that uncertainty is no longer just an occasional obstacle. It has become the environment we live and work in every day. For example, if we look at employee mentions on platforms like Glassdoor, there's been an 80% year-over-year increase in discussions around uncertainty. That's a clear sign that this isn't just a passing phase, it's a persistent reality. Similarly, in public earnings calls, close to 87% of them mentioned uncertainty in early 2025, according to the New York Times. That's almost every earnings call acknowledging the unpredictable environment we're dealing with. And if we zoom out further, global economic policy uncertainty has hit record highs 5 times over the past 5 years. These are unprecedented levels, and they're reshaping how organizations plan, make decisions, and adapt. So what does all this tell us? It underscores that we're living in what I'd call the new normal, an era marked by uncertainty at levels we've never seen before. Recognizing this is crucial for understanding the challenges ahead and for developing strategies to thrive amid this uncertainty. A steady, articulated vision is crucial because it gives your team a sense of agency and clear direction, even when the broader landscape is shifting beneath their feet. When you have that strong vision, it acts as a guiding star, helping everyone stay focused and aligned. Holding a clear vision means shielding your team from the constant volatility that can come from executive changes. Not every shift at the top needs to cause immediate ripple effects down the organization. Instead, it's important to absorb the shock first, so your team isn't caught off guard or destabilized by every new development. Filtering the noise is equally essential. Leadership's priorities can shift, and that can create a lot of confusion or mixed messages. By consistently communicating your core values and filtering out unnecessary distractions, you help your team stay grounded and maintain focus. As Karen Miller from Amazon emphasizes, protecting your team from shifting priorities helps maintain stability and clarity. Finally, controlling what you can means being the anchor in the storm. You can't control everything happening around you, but you can control your responses, your communication, and your stability. By doing so, you become a steady force for your team, helping them navigate through uncertainty with confidence. Let's explore how recognizing emotional patterns can really transform team dynamics. Often, teams get trapped in a cycle of victimhood, reacting emotionally in ways that hinder progress. By identifying these patterns, we can guide our people from that reactive frustration toward a more empowered and creative approach to problem solving. Shifting to creative agency means encouraging team members to take ownership of their emotions and responses. Avoiding emotions might seem like a way to stay professional, but it actually weakens trust and resilience. Instead, leaning into emotions, approaching them with curiosity, helps foster deeper commitment and creates a sense of psychological safety where everyone feels heard and valued. Now, think of anxiety and frustration not as obstacles, but as guides. They highlight growth edges and reveal unmet needs within the team. When we welcome these signals, we gain valuable insights into what's really happening beneath the surface. And importantly, emotions in the workplace aren't just distractions, they're data. The most effective leaders learn to read and understand these emotional signals, rather than suppress them. By embracing emotions as leadership tools, we can better navigate challenges and build stronger, more resilient teams. Let's talk about avoiding the certainty trap. Sometimes, offering false reassurance can feel comforting in the moment. But the truth is, when reality doesn't match those promises, trust can erode really quickly. And once that trust is lost, it's tough to rebuild. So it's better to be honest about what you know and what you're still figuring out. Admitting what you don't know, what you're working on, and what your focus is right now creates those small moments of clarity. Over time, these micro moments help build trust, step by step, even if the big picture isn't fully clear yet. You don't need to have all the answers all the time. What you do need is an honest framework to guide you. That's exactly what Mickey Fitch-Collins' Clarity Formula offers, giving new managers a practical script for authentic leadership when the path ahead isn't fully mapped out. Remember, it's about prioritizing clarity over certainty. That's the core of effective leadership in uncertain times. Let's talk about the importance of having a scenario plan for disruption that you review regularly. This isn't a one-and-done exercise. It needs to be ongoing so you're always prepared for unexpected events. Rehearsing these plans helps ensure everyone knows their role when disruption occurs, which can make all the difference in response time and effectiveness. Next, we want to focus on reducing single points of failure. Think of your supply chain, operations, or even market dependencies. Identifying and minimizing these vulnerabilities is crucial. When you localize your suppliers, markets, and revenue streams, you create more resilience by avoiding over-reliance on a single source or region. Diversification is also key. It's tempting to optimize purely for efficiency, but that can make your organization brittle. Instead, you should build redundancy intentionally, treat it not as waste, but as insurance against the unpredictable. This balance between efficiency and preparedness is what truly builds resilience. For example, IKEA's approach highlights this well. Their localized production strategies allowed them to exit Russia quickly during the 2022 conflict. This was a direct result of years of modular thinking, which gave them flexibility and agility when it mattered most. So, investing in flexible, modular supply chains and diversifying your portfolios enables you to absorb shocks without losing operational momentum. It's about designing for flexibility, creating systems that can adapt and respond to surprises. Ultimately, the goal is to build resilience by preparing for the unexpected. By doing so, you're not just reacting to disruptions, you're proactively designing your organization to withstand and even thrive amid uncertainty. So, one of Gita Falali's core insights is that the most powerful shift a leader can make is reframing uncertainty, from seeing it as a threat to viewing it as an opportunity. This is really about changing your perspective and approach. Using frameworks like the drama triangle can be incredibly helpful here. It allows us to identify reactive patterns not only in ourselves, but also within our teams. These patterns often keep us stuck in roles of victim, rescuer, or persecutor. Once we spot these patterns, we can actively redirect our energy toward innovation and co-creation instead of getting caught up in defensiveness or blame. The key idea isn't to eliminate discomfort altogether. That's unrealistic. Instead, it's about moving through discomfort with intention, recognizing that change is happening for us, not to us. When we shift our mindset, we empower ourselves to act rather than react. By embracing this shift, we move into a more creative mode, seeing uncertainty as an opportunity to act rather than a threat to avoid. So, the goal is to identify those roles of victim, rescuer, or persecutor, understand the drama triangle, and then consciously choose to change how we respond. Remember, change is happening to us, but it's also happening for us, and with empowered agency, we can navigate these challenges more effectively. It's all about shifting from reaction to creation, and that's where true leadership begins. Let's talk about building teams that truly embrace change as a core competency. This means fostering an environment where adaptability is part of the culture, but at the same time, we want to limit unnecessary internal disruptions. Excessive upheaval can drain energy and distract us from our main goals, so finding that balance is key. Now, when we think about fostering an adaptive culture, we need to rethink leadership. It's not about commanding outcomes that aren't within our control. Instead, it's about navigating through dynamic conditions with skill and composure. Leaders who stay calm and strategic during uncertain times can guide their teams more effectively. This brings us to the idea of riding the storm, rather than trying to control it. We can't control every external force, whether it's market shifts, political changes, or paradigm shifts, but we can develop the agility to respond wisely. Leaders who scan broadly and anticipate these changes are less likely to be caught off guard. As Martin Reeves from MIT SMR suggests, broad peripheral vision is a vital skill. Finally, by expanding our peripheral vision and leading with agility and strategic resilience, we position ourselves to adapt faster and stay ahead. It's about being prepared for what's next and guiding our teams through the turbulence with confidence and clarity. This approach is essential for thriving in today's fast-changing environment. Let's talk about how companies that diversified their supply chains after the COVID-19 disruptions fared during recent geopolitical shocks. What we saw was that those with more resilient, diversified supply chains were able to absorb shocks like the Russia-Ukraine conflict and disruptions in the Red Sea with significantly less operational damage. This highlights the importance of building flexibility and redundancy into supply chains to withstand unforeseen challenges. Moving on, in the post-pandemic world, the reinvention of supply chains isn't just about logistics, it's about leadership as well. Amazon leaders who consciously acted as anchors during times of uncertainty, by shielding their teams from ongoing executive volatility and maintaining clear, consistent priorities, experienced much higher team engagement, especially during leadership transitions. This shows how crucial leadership stability is in navigating turbulent times. Now, let's look at what anchors in practice really means. New managers, applying Mickey Fitch-Collins' framework during reorganizations, openly admitted when they didn't have all the answers. This transparency fostered stronger trust within their teams and resulted in lower attrition during these periods. It's a reminder that honesty and clarity can be powerful tools in leadership, especially during times of change. Finally, these examples demonstrate the practical application of leadership principles we've discussed. They're real-world examples of how clarity, transparency, and stability can lead to better team cohesion and resilience. When we connect these dots, it's clear that effective leadership isn't just about strategy. It's about how we lead through uncertainty and change. Now, as we come to the final slide, I want to emphasize turning chaos into opportunity by co-creating solutions with your team. Your calm, consistent presence serves as a lighthouse. People will navigate by your light, especially in turbulent times. Empowering your team is essential, and one powerful tool for that is the Clarity Formula. It helps you communicate clearly, welcome signal emotions, and maintain consistency. These aren't just soft skills, they're strategic leadership capabilities that drive results. Leading with both clarity and emotional intelligence allows you to create a stable foundation. Remember, uncertainty isn't a crisis to be solved. It's the environment you swim in. Instead of trying to eliminate it, build your leadership identity around navigating it effectively. So my call to action for you is to embrace leading through uncertainty. Use these principles to guide your team, turn challenges into opportunities, and stay anchored in your calm, confident leadership.